sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch a broadcast, it's easy. Go to Reaver.one, click on the SHR TV button, or you can go to YouTube and search SHR Media. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Oh, let's see. Where are we at? I'm going to touch on this very briefly and very briefly only. I don't have a lot of information. I didn't look into it a lot today. This whole leak of phone conversations. New York Times and Washington Post have leaked supposed conversations and documents before, and they have been proven to be wrong. I don't trust these. They've been after Trump. They're out to embarrass this administration. They're out to embarrass the country. They don't care what damage they do. They have lied, cheated, and stole. I do not believe what is going on right now in our country. We have this pure delusion from the left just to attack at any cost, no matter what. I'm not saying that they're not true. I don't know if they are. Please prove to me that is what was said in those conversations. They keep putting this shit out there and saying, well, an unnamed source gave this to us, and this is what he said. No. Somebody needs to go on record. If they got the balls, stand up. Be a man about it. No, they want to hide because they know what they're doing is highly, highly illegal. And McMasters is not helping the situation with the shit he's pulling to national security, NSC. And I'm about ready to say, pull his ass and fire him. I can't believe that man is doing anything that would help Obama. So I don't believe those goddamn leaks. I don't believe the conversations that supposedly happened between Australia and Mexico. They will not be happy until we are destroyed. They are going to keep going at it. It's sickening. Absolutely sickening. I don't know. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of this country. I am absolutely ashamed. And the Wall Street Journals were reporting that a grand jury is being convened by Mueller. Well, again, we don't know what that's about. It's not uncommon. He might have information. He might be looking into more stuff. We already proven he's gone above and beyond his scope of investigation. This thing is so political. He's one-sided, supposed to be partisan, but all of it has been Democrat Hillary Clinton nominees. The establishment, the swamp, is swinging back at this point. They are not going down easy. They are swinging away, and swinging away hard. I'm just... I can't believe we're that bad right now in this country. And the West Virginia Democratic governor has announced that he is leaving the Democrat Party, and he is becoming a Republican because of Trump. That's a good thing. And what's funny is I was just watching something, and they said a lot of people on Twitter, were saying about these leaks. How does that help me pay my bills? That's just more bullshit in the background for politics. It's just political posturing going on by the left. But we have where politicians going, I got to get away from this Democrat Party. Now, he's been more of a conservative Democrat over the years. But he switched his party affiliate today at a rally with President Trump. The latest coup for a president who has managed to reach into traditional Democrat constituencies. Trump will hold the rally in Huntington, West Virginia as part of his tour across the Rust Belt. Trump had promised a very big announcement when speaking to reporters at the White House. The New York Times reported that the announcement would be the conservative Democrats' move to the Republican Party at the rally. An example of how Trump has redrawn traditional red-blue boundaries in his landmark 2016 campaign. This is why the swamp is fighting back. We knew we should have known they wouldn't go quietly. They were going to swing away for the fences. And they have. The failed presidential candidate... Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Justice, who is Governor Jim Justice, a billionaire businessman who made his money in coal business, refused to endorse Hillary Clinton in August, primarily due to her position on the coal industry. That's where the failed presidential candidate was forced to apologize after she vowed to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of business. Hey, Hillary, would your book, What Happened, make sure you put in there, I told the American people I was going to put them out of work, and I didn't think it was a bad thing. There's one thing of what happened. Clinton was confronted by angry coal miners when she visited the state. West Virginia has voted Republican in presidential elections since 2000, but has still elected some conservative Democrats into office. A trend that highlights the disconnect between the traditional white working-class Democrat voters and the presidential candidates pushed by the Democrats in Washington. It was this divide that Trump was able to capitalize on and pick off states such as Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Recent polls taken in swing states include Ohio, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, and West Virginia indicate overwhelming support for Trump's plan to cut legal immigration in half. A plan extremely unpopular with Democrats in Washington, D.C. Seems the only ones that have a problem with it are progressives and the D.C. Democrats. Everybody else in this country sees it as a good thing. Reporters on the ground in Huntington indicate there was a strong enthusiasm for the president in West Virginia. The long line hours before Trump was due to speak. Tweets were going out, big line already here in Huntington, West Virginia, to see POTUS at real Donald Trump. 6+ hours before he is due to speak inside a big Sandy Superstore arena. Last week, Trump held a rally in Youngstown, Ohio, where he was given a rapturous reception by supporters and pledged to continue to fight against the fake news filter. I believe he's still going with his speech. Let me see if I can find... Come on. Tablet's acting a little funky. Let me see. I can't wait. As soon as I get done the show, I get to book a ticket or book a hotel. I'm going to go down to Venice, Florida, and with my wife and kid this weekend, and we're going to do some shell hunting. Let's see. I mean, I don't understand why things are going so great in this country right now. It's not funny. The only ones that have a problem are the Democrats because they lost an election, so they're willing to destroy everything that is going on just so they can try to win a few elections. I'm trying to find it. I can't find anything right now. Dang. This pissed me off. Usually I got that shit all over my feed. Let's see where we... Still going through. I'm not giving up. I don't give up that easy. No, I don't. If you know anything about me, I don't give up that easy. Seeing if this is it. Might be done. Yeah, it ended. I guess we're not going to do that. So I'm looking forward to this weekend. I really am, to the point that I'm kind of like out of it when it comes to talking tonight. Because I'm really interested seeing if we're going to catch any, or not catch, find any shark teeth, whether they're fossilized or not. And that's something I've wanted a shark tooth, and I don't want to go and buy it. That defeats the purpose of it. So we're supposed to go down. We got some, they call them Florida snow shovels. They're meant for clams, but they're used for shark. My daughter loves collecting shells, so we'll do that also. It'll be a fun weekend. It'll be nice to get away just for a day. Our dogs will be having a heart attack. They're going to go to my parents, so they'll get spoiled. My first German Shepherd is at my parents' house, long story. And she gets along great with my current German Shepherd and my Yorkie poo, so she'll love it. It's like a sleepover for her. She'll be, all bouncing off the walls all night. So, another thing that about floored me. Thursday on MSNBC's Morning Joe, the panel discussed President Donald Trump's senior advisor for policy, Stephen Miller, getting into a heated exchange with Jim Acosta, the senior White House correspondent for CNN, Wednesday at the White House press briefing. Washington Examiner columnist Tim Carney said it was very spirited debate between two very spirited ideologies on the issue of immigration, and one of those spirited ideology on the issue of immigration, and one of those very spirited ideology happened to be a supposedly objective news reporter for CNN, Jim Acosta. I thought both of them were too rude and too personal. But this is how we got Trump. This is why people hate the press. Acosta is going in and saying they're because of Emma Lazaro poem, it's un-American to require immigrants to speak English. For those that don't know, Emma Lazaro's poem is from Statute of Liberty. Give me your poor, give me your huddled masses. Well, it seems Acosta thinks that's a law. That's the law of the land, and that's how we're supposed to do immigration. He also thought that the only countries that speak English are Australia and Britain. His just rude comments floor me. But where was it? forget about how Stephen Miller got personal. Well, you know what? It happens. Those two, and Acosta does it. He attacks people, and it will get personal. The fact is, Acosta is putting out an argument few people hold. And Miller is standing up there, knows immigration policy better than any reporter. And so I just thought it was, let me put it this way, Stephen Miller could have done better. Acosta could not have done worse. Now, the Commentary magazine editor, John Podhotz, said having a reporter yammer at the White House official by quoting Emma Lazaro's poem at the base of the Statue of Liberty as though that is the base for policy, something written in 1883, we're living in 2017. And keep going on, that was a part of it. It was so obnoxious. I'm glad that MSNBC is actually calling out Acosta and showing that he is being obnoxious. That's bad when MSNBC is pointing out. Now Scarborough jumps into it. When things seemed to really melt down was when Jim Acosta, we're certainly not putting this on Jim Acosta, you can watch the clip and choose sides. Maybe we shouldn't have TVs in the press room after all. But when Jim Acosta used the language like it seems like your policies are trying to engineer racial and ethnical percentages or something, it sure sounds like something that you would read out of Mein Kampf or something. Talking about how it looks like you are engaged in racial engineering and ethnic engineering or something we would have accused the Serbs of doing in 1990s at that point. It went off the rails. Scarborough even made comments about Acosta. That's bad. Acosta is not interested in having a spirited debate. He's not interested in being a reporter, a journalist. He is not interested in reporting what's going on. He's interested in making sound bites and getting airtime. And look what I did, and his YouTube hits go up. That's all he cares about. He cares about causing conflict. He has no respect. He won't let anybody answer. He interrupts when you try to answer his questions. And he's trying to piss people off. He wants them to attack him so he could play the little fucking victim like liberals do. These leaks are getting outrageous. They're endangering safety, and it's repulsive. Something has to be done. Something big has to be done soon. I would have never encouraged this under Obama. I would have never encouraged this if Hillary Clinton had won. This is not illegal activity that's going on. They are trying to embarrass the president. They are trying to take him down. They are pissed off that we, the people, elected someone they don't like. It's one thing to fight against the power that you don't like, and it's another. It's unbelievable. It's disgusting. It's repulsive, and I can't believe I'm living. I never thought I would ever see this in real life. Movie, yes. Real life, no. Scary part is, sooner or later, these people are going to get caught for leaking. Then they're going to get arrested. Then they're going to be going to jail. And everybody's going to be crying, well, I always thought I was doing the best. Oh. You'll hear a bunch of crying because they broke the law. And I'm getting sick and goddamn tired of the left breaking the law and trying to justify it. All right. And what's funny is, you know what this is about. Because Kelly came in there and said the leaks are going to stop, so they thought they'd be a smartass and smack him around. Well, I wouldn't want to piss a general of that statute off. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't want to piss someone like that off. because the wrath that's going to come down upon you, yeah. You're challenging him to find you, and he will. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catholic, stupid bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey expansion is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch a broadcast, it's very easy. You can go to Reaver.1. That is REAVER.1. Click on the SHR TV button. Or you can go to YouTube and just search for SHR Media. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Oh, boy, let's see. Trying to find a hotel. Without paying an arm and a damn leg. Oh, boy. Let's see, where are we? Oh, Jeff Flake's running his mouth again. Thursday on CNN's New Day, Senator Jeff Flake argued against the suggestion that the United States should lower legal immigration, a policy put forth by a legislation by two of his GOP colleagues, Senator Tom Cotton and David Perdue, are promoting. Flake said a change in immigration policy would be wrong for overall U.S. economy. So while I agree that we ought to move in the direction that some other countries have moved in, like Australia and Canada, in terms of merit-based visas and overall number cut, I think it would cut it to about half of our current legal immigration just isn't the right direction for the country. For the economy, excuse me. We've already proven that upping the numbers, or these high numbers of the economy or immigration, are screwing our economy up. By lowering the amount and limiting the type of immigrants coming in, and I mean whether a high demand or low skilled workers, they're bringing in a lot of low skilled workers, which aren't adding much to the country. And it's taking a lot of jobs away from a lot of people. A lot of Americans are getting put out of work because of it. And that's causing a drain on our economy. And that's lowering the wage per hour. Because you're overflowing the market with all these low-skilled workers. So there's more workers than there are jobs, so people can have a lower wage and still get people lining up. So you lower the number coming in, you have more jobs open than you have people filling. Means they have to offer better things to get someone to go work for them, which means higher wages, better economy, higher wages. You start spending more. Products don't cost more. People start spending more. It's not hard to understand here. It really isn't. We're not talking rocket science here. I don't know if I want to use... Sorry for jumping topics. I don't know if I want to use those hotel things. I've never used them before. I've never had to. I don't know. Trivago, Expedia, Hotels.com. I don't go and stay at travel and stay at hotels often enough really to worry about rewards and all that. But I don't know. More options. Child is. There we go. Oh, one last thing. There we go. And Flake, he needs to go to the Democrats almost. I mean, he sounds more and more like a Democrat every single day than he does a Republican. And it's really getting tiresome. It's really tiresome listening to him. He's still butthurt over Trump. At least Mike Lee and several of those that were anti or never Trump, they got over it. They decided, let's get back going for the betterment of the country. The junior Arizona senator explained to New Day co-host Chris Cuomo there was a value to migrant worker, noting that he had worked alongside them growing up. We know very well in Arizona in particular the value of migrant labor. I grew up on a ranch in Snowflake, Arizona. I talk about it a lot in the book. I grew up working next to migrant labor. And I've always felt that they were making America better, and we were better off because of their hard work. We are. We're not talking about ending legal immigration. That's the part people don't understand. We need to limit. We were bringing in too many. And you hear from the left, well, it's American tradition. Jesus Christ, up until 1970, from inception to 1970, something like 250,000 immigrants were brought in. That's not a lot. And since 1990 on, we've been bringing them in at 1 million a year pace on average. We can't sustain that. We cannot sustain those levels. I don't think I'm nuts when I talk about this. I really don't. We need to limit. And I'm not against immigration. It's not that I don't want no immigrants coming in, that I don't like immigrants. Bullshit. It's the fact we got to watch how many come in. We need to limit, what working class. And don't give me this bullshit that it's going to destroy the country. We're going to piss everybody off. We're not. If we piss them off because we can't take everybody in the world, oh well. If we do not have borders and you do not want to assimilate to our way of life, I'm sorry. Don't be here. You're coming here for a better life. Why? Because you want the American dream. You want the American way. But then they get here and they want us to be like their country. Then why didn't you stay in your country? If you want that, stay in your country. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. I'm not saying you can't have your culture, but you assimilate to the American way. We hear about it all the time. People going into the other countries, and they have a choice. They got to assimilate to their way, or they're done, or they got to leave. I don't know. I'm also looking over at hotels, and I'm laughing because my wife said she wants to make sure we have a pool. Why do we need a pool? We're going to the beach. Oh, sometimes women just confuse me. So, I don't know. It's... we need to regulate immigration. We need to cut off illegal immigration. They're two different things, too. Jeff Flake, I mean, he just sounds exactly like a Democrat anymore. He really does. He would rather see Trump fail. He would rather see the Democrats succeed. I don't know. I do not know. It's unbelievable. Don't forget, coming up after the show, 11 o'clock on the East Coast. 8 o'clock on the West Coast? I believe it's 8 o'clock on the West Coast. I got to do the math. Carry the 1 divided by 2 times 3. Yeah, 8 o'clock on the Pacific Coast and 11 o'clock on the East Coast. You will have BZ's, Berserk, Bobcat, Saloon with a special guest. He's been racking up the special guests lately. I'm starting to get a little jealous here. I think everybody's showing him a little bit more love than me. Nobody loves me. All right, bad joke. Oh, let's see. I'm so confused. Check one last. Kind of room. I don't know. It's... I'm still dumbfounded by Jeff Flake. I really am. And it makes it worse. We're going to start on this topic. We'll flip over after break probably to finish it off. But Temple University professor says an HBO show, Confederate show, should be censored. Yes, because they don't like it, it should be censored now. A professor at a Temple University in Philadelphia is calling for HBO's planned drama Confederate, in which the South won the Civil War, to be censored. Temple University's chair of Department of Africology and African American Studies. Sorry, hold on. I got to bring the other wife out. Sorry, some of these names just text to. You would think I would have one of these sites. Yeah, I actually do have it bookmarked. Yippee for me. All right. Some of these names are holy shit. All right. What does the wife have to say? Where's the button?
Malefi.
Asante.
Malefi Asante.
That's it. Malefi Asante is calling for the upcoming HBO drama to be censored. Asante believes that the show is being produced to appeal to Trump voters, who he believes are salivating at the notion that a television will betray a world in which the South won the Civil War. This is abuse of artistic license. Something should be censored. But wait a minute, Mr. Asante. What about when they depict Trump's death, murdering the president? You know, when you have shows that put whites into slavery, should that be censored? No, those are okay. Then it's artistic license. I'm not saying I'm going to even watch this show. I don't know. I don't watch HBO. I don't like HBO. Why should it be censored? Because you don't like it? And I love how amazingly, automatically, it goes to Trump supporters. That's being bigoted. Such a bigot. idea of that. Listen, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catholic, stupid bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch a broadcast, that's easy. Just go to Reaver.one. That's REAVER.ONE. And just hit the SHR TV button. Or you can go to YouTube, search for shrmedia.com, or just SHR Media, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Oh, this pissed me off. Damn it. It's not taking my email address because it's .one and their website is not exactly up to date to accept a .one subdomain or whatever the hell you want to call it. Damn it. All right. Make sure I spelled everything right. Oh, I'm a TV show, and we're talking about the Temple University professor who says that hold on, let me see if I can. I know I'm being bad today's show. Hey, don't forget at top of or the end of the show, that'll be 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There will be the BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon with a special guest tonight. Tune in for it. It'll be a good show. Now, Temple University professor wants to censor a show that is going to be on HBO. What is it called? Confederate. And the idea is the South won the Civil War. So, something, it's supposed to be racist because of that idea. It's a different idea for a show. I give it a lot of credit for originality. They recently had a show, The Man in the Tower, or something like that. It's Germany won World War II. Hitler won World War II. How would the world look? There's a whole show based on that. But that's not because of Trump, is it? And I'm pretty sure probably like a ripoff. From that show. I don't know. Things that make you want to bounce your head off a wall. But he goes on, it is not morally correct. It is not ethically correct. It is not historically correct. So now movies have to be historically correct to be on air. He continued arguing that the show is an attempt to negate the historical reality. What the fuck is this person smoking? Historical reality. I've seen a lot of shows that don't go along with history. I've seen a lot of movies that don't go along with history. I've seen a lot of movies that rewrite history. Hell, we got a Democrat Party that's trying to rewrite the American history. I don't see him complaining about that. Other faculty members at Temple University expressed concern that the show's creator, Game of Thrones creator D.B. Weiss and David Benioff, are white men. Isn't that racist of them? Isn't that racist of them? It amazes me how people are having a problem with white people now. And they're pointing out, well, this person's white. If I did that about a black person, I'd be called racist. Why can they sit there and pitch a fit just because it's a white person now? That's racism. It's disappointing that HBO would spend this kind of time and energy on a show created by two white men to indulge in this fantasy of modern-day enslavement. Nyasha Jr. said, seemingly suggesting with her use of the word fantasy that Wiseoff and Benoff wish that modern America looked more like disturbing alternate reality that they devised for their new HBO program. I think what we're seeing in a number of different ways is retrenchment, she added. This is backlash to the Obama presidency. Holy fucking shit. It just... I am so sick of that. How many times have we heard that? It's... Oh, I just want to scream and yell and really go off the hinge right now so bad. But I'm sick of this. But that scenario seems very unlikely, as Weiss and Benoff have cordial relationship with former President Obama. They even agreed to ship advanced episodes of Game of Thrones to the White House in 2016. He's the leader of the free world, Weiss told the Hollywood Reporter in April of last year. When the commander-in-chief says, I want to see advanced episodes, what are you going to do? Seriously, so things don't go their way anymore, and they just cry, well, it's a backlash. Or what's the other one? That's a white lash. Oh, my fucking God. Are you serious? So every time they don't get their ever-loving picking way, they're going to cry about that. They don't like a television show. They're going to cry. They don't get nominated for an award. You know what? If I was black right now, I'd be pissed off. A black actor, I'd be pissed off. Because if I got nominated now, is it because I deserve to be nominated, or did I get nominated just because the color of my skin? I mean, serious. I mean, it's bad enough. You have what? The Democrat Party arguing whether to support or not support any candidate who's pro-life. Now you have female groups, feminists, screaming if any Democrat backs a pro-life candidate, that's an attack on women. Rosie O'Donnell wants to break off and start her own party of females only. Isn't that fucking sexist? And it's okay when they want to go and start their own party just for females, but I bet you if I said I'm going to start a party just for men, oh, look at the sexist. He just wants a party with men in it. How dare he do that in modern day? Oh, my God. It's... The world has gone mad. I should say liberals have gone mad. Ever since 2008, they have lost their fucking mind. They've backed criminals. Good is bad, bad is good. Patriot is a terrorist. Terrorists are friendly. Every time I think it can't get any worse, well, it does. It gets worse. Every time. I mean, it's stuttering worth. Don't forget, if you want to watch a shit broadcast, you can go to Facebook and check out. Hey, Sarge, how you doing, sir? I've been doing live stream from Facebook, but I still haven't figured out. I haven't had time to figure out how to do the broadcast and through the computer at the same time. It's going to have to wait until after I come back from vacation, if you want to call this weekend a vacation. I have a small idea how I think I can do it, but I'm going to have to really work some magic. Oh. And I'll tell you right now, Sarge, friggin' BZ beat me to it. I mean, he jumped on you faster than a fat kid on a cupcake. I do want to get you on the show one day. I really do, Sarge. I want to get you on here, and we'll have a nice, fun time. Yeah, I gotta straighten out this Facebook live stream. I don't like it. It looks like shit. I try to be a perfectionist. Yeah, we're gonna have to work it out. I mean, anytime. I mean, most everybody has my number, and I'll get it to you. And just call in one time. I'm not picky about that stuff. We could throw things together. But yeah, well, get in touch with me after this weekend, if you would, to remind me. I have a tendency to forget stuff, and I'm actually going away this weekend. The first time in several years I'm getting away. As I told everybody earlier, there goes my mic. There it is. Going to go and do some shark teeth hunting on the beaches with my daughter and wife. It's a little hobby we've picked up. We did it last weekend, and we didn't get anything, but it was fun. And it's something we can actually do during the winter while we're in Florida, if you want to call it winter. And we could do what's fossil hunting, too, for shark teeth, because it's exempt from any permits. And you can actually get megalodon teeth. And I'm talking 8-inch megalodon fossilized teeth here in Florida. There's a couple of sections here in Florida that it was, millions of years ago, was the breeding grounds for megalodons. So you go into the rivers, and the reason why you do it during the winter is the water level's lower, and alligators are, well, they're dormant at this time because it is cold for them, and they're not exactly active, and you're going to be walking around in the water. I'm a Jersey boy. I'm not that comfortable being in the same water as alligators. I know there's a lot of Floridians. They're, hey, ain't no big thing in here. You just go ahead and jump right in. No, thank you. That alligator see me and be like, hey, got a lot of fat on that one. I'll be good for about 2 years if I eat his ass. So, gonna wait till the winter time, and you go in and they're up near the surface too, and you can get these like 8-inch megalodon teeth. You're not guaranteed, but oh my God, that would just be wonderful to grab one of those. Again, I know I could buy them. It's not the same thing as to go out, get it yourself, find it, and just having that family time together. And I'm not one for doing a lot of swimming in open water. I know what's in this water. I fish it. I know what's in this water. I know how close it is to the water's edge, so I don't like going in open water. But this is something you can just walk out a little bit. You can do along the shoreline. It'll be fun. Went and got a couple of those sand rakes. Other than that, yeah, get a hold of me next week, and we'll get you scheduled, get you on here. The polls are showing a huge public support for Donald Trump's immigration reform. As I said earlier, the only ones that have problems with it are progressives and the Democrat Party. That's the only people that have a problem with cutting the immigration numbers. Oh, and it seems like Jeff Flake, I like Flake better, describes him more. Listen, we'll get back onto this topic right after the break. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit, and we will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catholic, stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Jersey Takeover is almost complete. Hey, if you want to watch a broadcast, it's real easy. Just go to Reaver.one, that's REAVER.ONE, and just hit the SHR TV button. Or you can go to YouTube and search SHR Media. Don't forget to hit subscribe. All right, we're talking about the polls are showing huge public support for Donald Trump's immigration reform. Immigration reform advocates are showing 10 senators up for election in 2018 that their votes strongly support President Donald Trump's wage-boosting, merit-based reform plan. That data comes from 10 polls and 10 swing states conducted by Numbers USA, a pro-reform group which is trying to pressure senators in those states to either support or be neutral in the populist versus elite fight over immigration and the nation's cheap labor economic strategy. In Michigan, for example, where Democrat Senator Debbie Stabenow is up for election, the polls show that 61 of people strongly support setting up rules to ensure that businesses give first preference for jobs to American workers and legal immigrants already in this country before businesses can ask for new immigrant workers. Only 10% somewhat or strongly oppose that rule. Michigan polls also showed that 74% of people say business should be required to try harder to recruit and train from groups with the highest unemployment, while only 11% said government should continue to bring in new immigrants to compete for jobs. Then they wonder why our employment. And don't give me, well, the unemployment number showed. I've never liked that unemployment number. Because all that shows you is how many people are on unemployment, not how many people are out of work. Perfect example. My wife was out of work for 2 years. She could not get unemployment. Long story, but she could not get unemployment. She was not listed as being unemployed by Obama's numbers. And it wasn't just him. I'm not going to pick on him. It was also, it's been used by pretty much every single president. And it does not show how many people are actually out of work. It shows how many people are on unemployment. And millions upon millions of people during the Obama administration, that they ran out. Their unemployment ran out. So they did not show up on unemployment. So they tried boasting that, his unemployment numbers were so great. No, they weren't. There was millions of people out of work. And God knows how many of them. Yeah, it's out of whack and it's not correct. But a lot of them are going back to work. A couple months after Trump takes over, where we weren't getting phone calls at all from my wife. Trump gets in office and all of a sudden, boom, she gets a job. And I've heard that time and time again. Now, I was talking to my cousin. He owned a multi-million-dollar business, just sold it off recently. And he said, I think it was back in November? No. Last summer. And he said it doesn't matter whether it was Trump or Hillary. As soon as the new president was elected, companies were going to start bringing money in and start spending it. That a lot of these big businesses did not like Obama, did not like the unknowing of what he was doing, so they weren't spending money. And that as soon as the new president was voted in, that these companies would be bringing in millions of dollars and start hiring. Now, I knew, I was positive if Trump got in, that those businesses would start spending money. Especially if he can get that reform in, the tax reform, and allow these people to bring some of that money back into the United States that they've held offshore because the cost, the taxes on it is absurd. They will bring that back in and start spending it on the U.S. economy. It'll help, it'll jumpstart us. But if we have more immigrants coming in and flooding the market, there's not going to be enough jobs for people. And it's going to keep the wages low. As I said earlier, you have more people than jobs. The jobs don't have to worry. They got, hey, BZ, everybody's going to be coming in for the jobs. They don't have to worry. But if there's more jobs than people, they have to make incentives of why should you go work for them. And I've seen that before with my EMT, where there was abundant of EMT jobs. They're like, why do I need to hire you? I could just go, I got a line of people outside that want this job. To the point where I've seen it where there was not enough EMTs and there was more jobs, and they were, hey, come over here, come with me, hey, we want to hire you, we're offering this. That company's not offering this. They start competing. And that's what's going to happen if you lower the immigration numbers. There'll be more jobs than there is people to fill. Then you start, the wages will go up. Even someone as they like to put, uneducated as me, understands that the more jobs, less amount of people to take those jobs, the better the market will be, the better the economy will be, the better the wages will be. The only ones that have a problem with this are the Democrats, because they have been against this for God knows how long, and they're going to stay against it. But as soon as they realize that they're losing votes on it, as soon as they realize that they're losing votes and that they'll get more votes for being anti-immigration, I don't want to say anti-immigration, but it's pro-cutting the numbers down. As soon as they realize they'll get more votes for it, they'll jump on board. We just saw that recently. During the election, they hammered Trump over his populist message, hammered him over it, called him a racist and all these bigoted and xenophobe, and just went after him. Uh-oh. That's what the people want. And now they're pushing out a populist message. Exactly, Sarge. Hire more vets, bring the wages up, and get hot on immigration reform. It's simple ideas, but this progressive globalism, they got to destroy our economy so that we become a part of the world economy, because that's the only way to save it. They have to destroy patriotism, because if you love your country, you're not going to want globalism. So that's why Obama had attacked the American patriot from day one, because you don't want patriotism. And if you look at EU, they try everything they do to knock any patriotism and push how great, going from one country to another, so easy. Oh, so we got a little terrorism. No big deal. We'll handle that. Because they don't want you caring about the country. Why? Because you're going to have a vote pretty soon in the EU, and they've already talked about having it. That'll do away with the countries, and the EU will become one big nation. And they're pushing, and now they're pushing for EU army. And why are they pushing also for EU army? Because the United States was backing down from supplying troops to protect them, and that was Obama. And that left them exposed to Russia. So they have to, build their army up. Well, why should each individual country have to build their army up? And it would cost a lot of money. So they get the strong idea, we could do an EU army, and now we can start pressuring countries to stay in line. Because if we control the army, we control the protection, we can control what each country has to say. But that is globalism in a nutshell. They've got to destroy the economy so that the only answer to rebuild the economy is join the global economy, and we'll help bring you back up. You start flooding the market with immigrants. Immigrants of this type do not give a shit about the nation. So they have no problem with globalism. And if Hillary got in, we would be talking about the North American Union. We would be talking about joining hands with Canada and Mexico the same way that the European Union is. As I've said, and I've told one of my listeners, Kel, I love Canada. They're a great neighbor, but Canada is Canada. United States is the United States, and Mexico is Mexico, and I want to keep it that way. And she concurred. She loves her nation, Canada, and she loves America. And she wants to keep it separate. Yeah. Looks like PZ's getting everything up and running. He might have had to run back, clean the toilets real quick. The group released polling data from Florida, Michigan, Indiana, Missouri, Montana, North Dakota, Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. Those states were won by Donald Trump in 2016 and will get to vote for or against incumbent Democrat senators next November. And let me tell you, one of those incumbent Democrats is Bill Nelson. You got a better chance of seeing a Muslim ride a pig while eating a pork sandwich than me voting for Bill Nelson. And I'll admit, what was it? Did he, I think 2012? No. 2012. I actually voted for Bill Nelson because the Republican that they put up was too corrupt, he wanted to give all these property tax breaks to Canadians that don't live here full time. They're down here part-time, and they would get the same property tax, in fact, more property taxes than us Florida residents would get, because a couple of his buddies were Canadian residents. So I couldn't live with that. I didn't know that much about Bill Nelson at the time, so I voted for him. And I need to be caned for it. But it was the best of the two options. And I regret it every single day. Do you think I'll vote for Bill Nelson again? Hell no. Especially after calling his office to complain, and they turned around and said they did not care what I thought. They did not care what the constituents thought. I couldn't believe it. I about shit myself when they told me that. And they hung up on me. They hung up on me. They hung up on your constituent. So why the fuck would I vote for that again? Hell no. And I know a lot of people that even said the same thing. They did a mistake of voting for Bill Nelson. They won't. And a lot of them are saying just right now they cannot bring themselves to vote for a Democrat. With all the shit that's going on, they will not vote for a Democrat. For the next 17 months, those Democrat senators will likely try to avoid picking sides in the immigration debate. If the GOP leadership schedules a vote on Trump's reform, their Democrat leaders will try to defeat it while also trying to let several of the 10 Democrats cast voter-friendly and ineffectual votes in support of the bill. Now, Senator Feinstein already said that bill will be done. Bill Nelson was good when he was flying to space. Brain fart. Senator Feinstein said the bill's dead on arrival in the Senate. I don't think they realize just how in trouble they are. And I think you're going to see these bills come up for vote. You're going to see tax reform and another health try closer to November of next year. They're going to keep this stuff fresh into people's mind so that they can use it against them. So they could use it against Democrats. For the next 17 months, those Democrat senators are going to try to kiss ass and play nice with it, but I don't see it. I disagree with this article. They've been outright going at it after this immigration bill. They think they could win while pushing for high numbers of immigration. They still haven't got it through their heads that the people aren't going to keep putting up with their bullshit. On the GOP side, legislators will try to mollify their business donors by staying quiet on a proposed reform. But GOP candidates who want to win in 2018 can use the polling data to carefully undermine incumbent Democrats, several of whom already voted for cheap labor, wage-cutting, comprehensive immigration reform bill in 2013. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying half of the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. At least I try to. As I said earlier, West Virginia governor has switched from being a Democrat to being a Republican, he announced tonight. And he also came out and said the Russian story is nonsense. Here's a sound clip. Let me play it for everybody. And again, I know Mueller has put forth a grand jury. That doesn't mean a lot. Doesn't mean guilt. He might be trying to get a grand jury that'll open up to allow to look into other things. There's so many different ways that can go. It was said on Sackheads last night. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. With all the leaks that are going on, all the leaks, if there was 1 ounce of evidence, it would have leaked out by now. And I know, BZ, you made that point last night. I've made that a while ago, and other people have made that point. But if there was one bit of information, it would have leaked out that there was proof already. They would want that out into the public ASAP. Mueller is not going to go away without something. For what I'm hearing, it's going to be Don Jr. and over that meeting with the Russian. And I don't, unless there's something that we haven't heard. I think it's just no problem. Hey, you know what? You said it last night. You brought it up. I give credit where credit's due. I said it before, and I just keep saying it. There's no evidence. If there was, it would have been leaked out. They're trying to. Mueller can't walk away from this now without something. And you know he's stacking a deck. He's pulled in more Hillary experts and all that. The Republican Party's going to have, the Senate's going to have to step in. But now I'm hearing there's 2 senators, 1 Democrat, 1 Republican. They want to put forth the bill that can stop Donald Trump from firing Mueller. You know what makes Democrats so great? They get behind each other and they leave their bickering for behind closed doors. Out in the open, they're all together. Where the Republicans will stab each other in the back all day long. I know there's individuality, but they leave the infighting with the Democrats to behind closed door. Republicans, they're like trailer trash. They love to do it outside in front of everybody. Oh, here's the West Virginia governor.
Today I will tell you with lots of prayers and lots of thinking. Today I'll tell you as West Virginians, I can't help you anymore being a Democrat governor. So tomorrow, I will be changing my registration to Republican.
Crowd loved it. You know Schumer's pissed in the background. Goddamn son of a bitch.
As a coach, I would tell you it's time to run another play. I would also tell you this, and pay please close attention to this. My mom and dad were staunch lovers of Ronald Reagan, staunch Republicans. My mom and dad are no question in my mind in heaven right now, and they're both saying the same thing, but my mom is saying it more profoundly, and that is she's saying, Jimmy, it's about damn time you came to your senses. Now, let me go one step further and say just this. What in the world is wrong with us as peoples? Have we not heard enough about the Russians? I mean, to our God in heaven above. Think about it. The stock market's at 22,000. And this country has hope, and we're on our way. And this man is a really dear friend of mine. But you know what else is unbelievable? This man now has a chief of staff that all of us can pronounce his first name.
I'm sorry, I found that funny. With the Russia story, they're laying the groundwork right now. You had Keith Olbermann, that jackass, and he put out that it's Donald Trump that's keeping the Russia story alive. They know they backed themselves into a corner. And then, like I said, I know Mueller's going to try something. He doesn't want to walk away with nothing. But, big but, they know it's pretty much a nothing. And they're working on an exit strategy. So you're having like a Keith Overman out there right now. And, well, Trump's the one that's keeping the story alive. We've gone on to talk about other things, and he keeps bringing up Russia. Which made me go, what reality is this guy on? What plane of reality is this idiot on? But then now they're trying to start to backtrack. You're going to start seeing blame Trump for bringing it up. That they've gone past it. Even though that's all they talk about nonstop. But they're trying to work out how to back out. And they're going to keep working on it to back out of it. And they're trying to do it without them coming out going, we screwed up, this is stupid, it was a stupid thing. No. They're going to keep, as they always do, blame Republicans for their fuck-ups. How many times do they do it? They make the mistake. They screw up. I mean, hell, friggin' Obamacare is imploding, and you now have the idiots. Well, it's Republican faults. They cut the nuts out underneath Obamacare. Oh, the Republicans, they changed the law 7 years ago and destroyed Obamacare. And I'm being serious. These are conversations I've had on Twitter with these so-called Democrats, because I say so-called because I wonder how many of them are trolls just out there trying to start shit. But too many of them go out and say the same thing. Well, the Republicans destroyed Obamacare. Well, there's the switch of the parties in the 60s or 70s or 50s, and it changes depending on who you're talking to. The parties switch because they don't want anybody to know about their history, that Democrats were the party of slavery, the party against women's rights, the party against women's suffrage, the party against the civil rights movement. So they always blame the Republicans for it. And for too many years, I think Trump's lawyer just gave a speech on something, and I'll report on it tomorrow. Too many years, the Republicans sat back and took it. They take it. Oh, we got the truth behind us. We'll just sit back. And it's hurt them. And you want to know how bad with Trump we went at the Democrats and pointed out their racist history, their anti-women history? They now have to go after statues of Confederate military personnel. Have them take it down. They got to erase their history. Now, Crash was on my show one time and made a good point. They were already pardoned, and it was by presidential decree that the Confederate military, is the same as the regular military. They get the same honors, the same benefits, same everything they got. But yet we're taking down statues of American military personnel then. And that makes me go, what the fuck? But it's the Democrats, they have to hide it. Because we went at them so bad, we did not sit back and say, well, we got truth on our side. This new breed of conservatives that are coming out. And it doesn't mean new breed, I mean young. There's a new breed where we're not taking the bullshit like these establishment personnel did. Oh, no, we got it. Just let them do what they do. We'll be the whipping boy. No, we're fighting back. We're using some of the techniques that they use. And we're giving it right back to them. And we're fighting back on social media. We're fighting back on the airwaves. And they don't know what the hell to do. They're scared right now. But the problem is, when you have a scared animal and you back them into the corner, that's sometimes when they're the most dangerous. So we do have to watch out. We do have to watch out. Because it doesn't mean they're defenseless. They can come out at any time. I just went on a total tangent. I don't know where the hell that came from. I spaced out. Sorry about that. I'm so sick of this. It's getting disgusting. I'm tired of they got to blame Republicans. And they can't be responsible for their own actions. They can't be responsible for their own failures. You know what? I would not have an issue if they came out and said, you know what? Obamacare was a great idea on paper, but it is a shit idea in reality. We're going to remove it. We're going to remove it once and for all. And we're going to go back to the drawing board. I'd be like, hey, people make mistakes. I've said it. I think I went on a little thing last night of, as deputy chief, we would all sit around. And I've come up with ideas that were great on paper. But when we try to put them into reality, it just didn't look right. So, I'm not going to lambaste a politician that puts an idea out there and then says, you know what, the idea is not good, it's not working. To me, I'd give them more credit for doing that they stood up, that they admitted that there was a mistake, or that it wasn't working. If Obamacare could be fixed, I would support it. But the Obamacare was written in so many different places and different people. It doesn't mesh together. It doesn't work. And it's just got to get removed and rebuilt. We've already opened Pandora's box on the health care. So we're going to have to do something, unfortunately. And I'm not totally against some kind of quote-unquote universal health care. I'm not totally against it. I know I'm going to get lambasted by conservatives for that. I'm not. I'm not for social medicine. But there's no reason why we can't take care of our own. There's no reason why we can't help out those in need. And I know a lot of conservatives will agree on that. Just because, and I what I don't want is those that can take care of themselves that choose not to. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking people down on their luck. Those that are injured. Those that just aren't able to make that cut. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to give a helping hand. And there's no reason why our government can't give a helping hand. But that doesn't mean our government should be giving a helping hand to everybody. I did EMS, and I'm for helping others. And I know there's a lot of people that, no matter what they try, they're never going to get to the middle class, no matter how hard they try. I hate to put it that way, they're never going to be there. And they're going to need some help. And it should be more private help, but private help isn't always there. Hell, I've known for the last couple of years with the situation I've been in, with my injuries that I've been dealing with, and the money problems that my family has had because I haven't been able to work. There's not much help out there, people. There's not a lot of help. Government or private. There's a lot of closed doors. So, I'm conservative, but I'm also, we've opened the Pandora's box. We got to do something. And some of these senators are going to have to swallow their pride and bend a little bit. All these senators seem to want it their way and their way only, and that's not compromise. And that's another thing our politicians have forgotten what actual compromise is. And compromise is two parties go to a table and both parties walk away unhappy. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying capitalist, stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its host, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. And coming up top of the hour, it'll be BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. I'm telling you, I got it down now, BZ. I got it down. And I don't do the berserkers. I just berserk. I got it right this time. I've been getting it right without even reading it. It finally sunk into this thick skull. Ugh. It's... So don't forget, in 15 minutes, under 15 minutes, BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon with a special guest tonight. And I think right now BZ is plunging the toilets, cleaning the countertops, hopefully with not the same hands. Hopefully he washes in between. Remember, the speech is free, but the drinks cost 20 times more than normal. So tune in. It's a good time. All right, what are we going to do for the last couple of minutes? Where's the next article? Next. And this, I've been hearing a lot more often, and it doesn't surprise me. No, it doesn't. You have a Senator Claire McCaskill, Democrat, revealed at a recent Missouri town hall that she could support a single-payer health care system. A recent Urban Institute study suggests that a single-payer health care system could cost $32 trillion over the next 10 years. Tell you what, government health care. And I've said it. I'm going to go to this again. And I've said it, and I'll keep on saying it. Our government could not run a whorehouse. What makes you think they could run our health care? They ran a whorehouse straight into the ground. What makes you think that they could handle your health care? McCaskill admitted that she would remain open to a single-payer health care system if Democrats were able to keep costs down through comparison shopping. McCaskill's confessed, and if we can get those health care costs down through this comparison shopping, and if we can figure out a way to make sure that comparison shopping doesn't go away with a single-payer system, that we don't lose the value of competition, then I think we could consider it. In the meantime, what I think that we should do is put what is quasi-public options on the exchange. People between the age of 55 and 65 are the people that need health insurance the most, and in the Republican bills are going to pay the most. McCaskill earlier in April proclaimed that she does not support a single-payer healthcare system, although she would allow individuals to buy into Medicaid and Medicare if they only have one option on the Obamacare exchange, the Missouri Democrat senator explained. And that's the problem, because you're seeing in almost every exchange they're dropping like flies. The cost is going so sky high. I mean, my mortgage will be cheaper than my health care. That is scary, especially when we were promised this cheap health care and it would cut costs by $2,500 a year on average. And what has it done? Most of your plans have gone up by $2,500 a month. Again, they blame the Republicans for it. Why? Well, they got the majority. Why haven't they fixed it? Well, why didn't the Democrats fix it? No, they sat on their ass. And I'm not giving a pass on Republicans. This shit should have been repealed already. But there's too much infighting and backstabbing going on, and everybody wants to have the final say. Now, I'm not saying that the bill that Paul Ryan put forth was any good. At least he put one forth. It may have sucked, but at least he put one forth. Let's have some others come up with some ideas. Start putting some shit up. I don't like Paul Ryan. I want to see him primaried. Bad. But at least he put an idea forth. You know, you got everybody, well, I want to put my amendment. I want to stick my hands in it. I want to stick my hands in it. Everybody wants to be a chief. Nobody wants to be an Indian. And that's going to hurt us. And that is where it scares me on the upcoming election, that we could have problems. And a single healthcare payer system will just be the death of a lot of people. And the other thing I'm getting tired of, well, the Republican healthcare, people would have 20 million people would have lost their insurance. But they don't tell you is by choice. It would take away the mandate so people would be dropping their insurance. How about there's more people without health insurance now because of Obamacare than before, and those people about half the people that got insurance through it were eligible for Medicaid, and that's what they got put on. They didn't even get Obamacare. They got Medicaid because they were eligible to begin with. But you know the low-down, dirty Democrats threw those numbers in there to make them look even better. I can feel the blood pressure going up. Democrats don't care about who it's hurting, how it's hurting. All they care about is upholding Obama's legacy. You know what? They can keep doing that. They can keep pushing for higher immigration levels. Go ahead. Keep pushing it. And that's what's killed your elections since, 2008 was the last time they really won an election any good? After that, it's been kind of downhill since then. So keep pushing that. Keep pushing that. Yeah, you would think they would learn after all these years, but they keep the same leadership in effect, the same platform. And again, what is their message besides open borders, massive migrant immigrants, illegal and legal, global economy, and single-payer health care? That's all they care about. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. The only time they care about minorities is every 2 years for election. That's the only time they care about minorities. They got such amount of immigration coming in that it's killing the job market for blacks, Hispanics. It's murdering their job opportunities. And I can't believe that people keep falling for it. I mean, you're starting to get a lot waking up to it. And as Dinesh D'Souza puts, getting off the plantation, the Democrat plantation, because they're realizing who's been running these inner cities and running them into the ground? Democrats. I don't know. I'm not like what I'm seeing in the national security. I hate anonymous leaks. But from what I'm hearing is H.R. McMaster's, who's the national security advisor, is saying that Susan Rice did nothing wrong and she gets to keep her top secret clearance. He's been firing people who support Trump, and he's been keeping a lot of the Obama supporters in there. And this is where probably a lot of the leaks are originating from. I think this needs to be looked at very in depth. Especially if you have someone that thinks Suzanne Rice did nothing wrong. I don't know. Did Trump make a mistake appointing this one? He's been at odds with Trump over ISIS. He's been at odds with Trump on Iran and Israel also. Oh, also for you in California, the Covered California Insurance announced this week that its 2018 rates will increase about 8 times faster than the rate of inflation. As the Obamacare law in the state's liberal legislative continues to destroy private insurance in California. What's this I hear? The majority leader in the state of California is getting death threats because he killed the single-payer health care because there was no way to pay for it. So now he's getting death threats by liberals because he killed that bill, even though he's a liberal himself. That liberals are eating themselves. I love it. They claim, I always love this, they claim all these people are going to die if it doesn't get passed. What the fuck did we do before Obamacare? What did we do? I'm surprised we got this far in our evolving in life. How did we evolve to this point without insurance, health insurance? I just... And you get these, yeah, we lived. Exactly. I love the fear-mongering. If you change one word in Obamacare, one letter, everybody on Earth will instantly die. And that's how the Democrats are acting. You change one letter. You change one punctuation. Everybody's going to die instantly. And the bill's going to Trump to sign that the period be moved over one space. He's got the pen. He's on to the last... Beep. You know, nobody's going to die. I've heard about a lot of people dying because of Obamacare because, well, we don't want to give that procedure because your age. And I actually had it, and it wasn't Obamacare. It was through Workman's Comp. They did not want to give me a procedure, a surgery on my knee, because the cost wasn't worth it. That it was too expensive to perform on me, that I wasn't worth it. And that is what they told me. I wasn't worth the cost of the surgery. I ended up getting the surgery. I had a very good lawyer that time, my father-in-law. Yeah, he didn't take kindly to that. I don't know. I don't understand and all they do anymore is fear-mongering, and people are getting so tired. It's sort of like, and BZ, you made it last night, and again, I've said it plenty of times, you call somebody a racist, now it doesn't affect them. They're doing it with everything else. They're claiming the sky is falling every single day, and it's not affecting anybody. The people hear what they have to say, and yeah, whatever. They're ignoring the Democrats pretty much anymore because it's the same fear-mongering over and over. Sky is falling every day. The sky is up. The sky is blue. The sky is beautiful. And with that, everybody, I will see you tomorrow. Up next is BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon with a special guest. Have a great night. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.